Is Richard Branson secretly a vampire? With his preference for naming his business Virgin, buying an island in the British Virgin Islands, and looking young and athletic in his 70s, it is easy to reach the vampire conclusion. But the owner of the Virgin brand isn't a vampire. However, he is keeping a secret from you. This businessman has discovered the secret to looking youthful, and he doesn't want you to know. But I know them, and I'm going to share them with you. The best part is that these reasons are part of why Richard is so wealthy. So, want to find out and also get rich? Here are the top 10 reasons why Richard Branson never gets old. The number 10 reason will shock you. Number 10, not about the money. I told you it would shock you. Rich people like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and Oprah Winfrey have become more easily popular these days. But there was a time when the media couldn't get enough of British billionaire Richard Branson, who is the owner of the Virgin brand and has a staggering net worth of $2.9 billion. Richard Branson is not about money. You are probably surprised right now and whispering, "What is this?" under your breath. But it's true, and it's why Branson looks so youthful. I know in America, people are fairly fixated on money, billionaires, millionaires, and so on. I'm not, Branson said. The businessman is happiest when creating things that make him proud and also help people. So essentially, Branson chases his passion but understands that his passion wouldn't make him money if it didn't provide value for people. The businessman has achieved the middle ground between his passion and making money. Branson gets the urge to continue living a quality life by drawing motivation from the things he does. To Branson, making everything about money can leave you frustrated and worn out. Richard believes working for money and always chasing it will eventually wear you out as that way. You'll never make enough and you will never be happy, one or the other. The entrepreneur saves himself from the stress of fixating on money, allowing him to live a more fulfilling life that keeps him happier and youthful. He isn't the only one to share this mindset, as Apple CEO Tim Cook also proposes a similar way of life. That said, what do you think about Richard's belief about fixating money? Is he right or wrong? Let us know in the comment. Number 9. He can be spontaneous. There is this rush that comes with spontaneity, and it's a feeling that Richard is familiar with. It keeps him feeling reinvigorated. Richard faced learning challenges early in life as doctors diagnosed him with dyslexia, making reading and learning difficult. But he wouldn't be bound by his limitations, and he did something spontaneous or crazy even. As a teenager, he created a magazine which he called Student. Remember how Richard said he wasn't only about the money, but also about making what would serve people? So the Student was to teach young people things that school wasn't going to, but which these young people were interested in. His magazine was a hit, as Branson sold almost $8,000 worth of advertising for the first issue. Having a taste of the rush of spontaneity, the entrepreneur quit school, where his principal told him that he'd either go to prison or become a millionaire. Guess which one eventually happened? None. Branson ended up becoming a billionaire. Number 8. Exercise. Of course, you'd have been expecting me to tell you he exercises. Branson does and goes all the way too. I seriously doubt that I would have been as successful in my career and happy in my personal life if I hadn't always placed importance on my health and fitness, the billionaire wrote in his blog. According to the billionaire, he has a systematic fitness program under the guidance of his fitness coach, Ronnie. The program has the entrepreneur doing around an hour of strength training to build and maintain his strength and physical fitness. Branson isn't just focusing on strength and muscle training alone. Just as he owns or has owned a magazine company, a record company, airlines, wireless communications, radio stations, hotels, health clubs, nightclubs, financial services businesses, renewable technologies, a Formula One team, and even a space tourism company, the entrepreneur diversifies his exercises. He has been seen kite surfing on the ocean and has done this with former President Barack Obama, who went to the British Virgin Islands for vacation. While kite surfing is fun, it is an aerobic exercise that incorporates resistance. It is a great way to relieve stress, build upper body and core strength, and improve heart health. When Branson isn't kite surfing, he plays tennis, which is also a fun exercise method. Number 7. Diet conscious. you most likely would find Branson's diet boring. The billionaire recently declared war on meat and fish because of his belief that eating them would add to environmental damage. I've stopped eating beef because everything I've read indicates that the more demand for cattle there is, the more the rainforests will be munched away. I'm experimenting with going completely vegetarian, he said. Meat and beef aren't the only things the entrepreneur has declared war on. He has also declared war on cancer. The businessman loves coffee, which he allegedly believes can reduce the chances of heart failure, and he also drinks green tea to help reduce his blood pressure and cholesterol levels. Also, Branson eats kiwi to protect his DNA from oxidative damage. Like I said, it's boring, but I think it's a fair price to pay considering that he looks like the diet ensures he has the best physical and mental health. Also, with how he looks in his 70s, I am sure he doesn't even miss meat. Number 6, he doesn't take work too serious. You saw that, right? And I understand your skepticism. How can a billionaire not take work seriously? Okay, he does take it seriously, but also with a spin on it. The entrepreneur doesn't want work to feel like work, so he tries as much as he wants not to do things formally. So, rather than schedule and have a meeting like most businessmen would, Branson prefers to lighten the mood with a shared meal. But sometimes the billionaire may not have an opportunity even to sit down. So he does his meetings while working. This way, Branson avoids the stress of a formal meeting environment and keeps fit, which helps him remain young and athletic. You should try this and tell us the results in the comments section. Did you know the man prefers to work in a hammock or a bathtub rather than a desk? Branson is a weird one, I tell you, but I guess billionaires have their quirks. Number 5. Branson doesn't like sitting around. Now you know Branson can have a meeting while he is walking. He isn't just a fan of sitting around. The businessman takes every chance he can get to live a more active life. So he moves around rather than stay cooped up behind a desk. Branson's leadership style is an active one, and he enjoys leaving his office to check on his staff. He even does the same for his customers. Anytime Branson is flying on his airline, he does so with a notebook in his pocket, moving around to talk to his passengers and crew. That way the man gets some steps in and builds a bond with his staff and customers. Number 4, fun, and more fun. Remember how I told you Branson doesn't like formal meetings? Well, I didn't tell you all of it, so I'll be fixing that now. Not only does the entrepreneur not like a formal business environment, but he also loves to have fun, and this extends to his business. Once the businessman doesn't enjoy and find joy in his creation, he leaves it. That looks kind of extreme, but it has worked for the businessman. Do you think it could work for you? One time, the Virgin Group founder got into a bet with Tony Fernandez of AirAsia, with the loser going to do an exciting thing. The two bets on whose Formula One racing team would perform better. Fernandez's team had a better show in the race than Branson's Virgin team, and so, as a result, Branson had to dress like an AirAsia hostess with full makeup. Branson had to shave his hairy legs for this as he got into character. Branson's flight as an air hostess was a highly publicized event, with its proceeds donated to charity. This was one of many of the billionaire's adventures. He was the one part of the pair that set a record for a powerboat crossing of the Atlantic Ocean in 1986. He wasn't done chasing records. The businessman tried to cross oceans in a hot air balloon. In 1987, he was part of the two-man team that traveled across the Atlantic Ocean in a hot air balloon. He and his 1987 teammate repeated the same feat for the Pacific Ocean in 1991, but failed when he tried to travel the world in a hot air balloon in the 90s. However, he did manage to travel across the Asian continent with his usual teammate, Per Lindstrand, and the new teammate, Steve Fawcett, in 1998. With this amount of fun, why wouldn't he look so cool in his 70s? Number 3, he values family time. The businessman knows when to relax and finds time to do so every day. He understands that without relaxation, he'll end up burning out and looking older than he is. So, consistently each day, he tries to be done with work every evening and looks forward to relaxing and eating with the family, at least in the early hours of the evening. For Branson, eating and relaxing with his family is therapeutic and a way for him to share stories and get a fresh perspective on things. No wonder he looks so young. Number 2, he sleeps early. Branson doesn't joke about his sleep. After an evening of relaxation, the Virgin Group boss has revealed that he needs around 6 hours of sleep to remain productive. However, sleep isn't only good for productivity, it is also great if you want to look younger. According to scientists, poor sleep can affect how our faces look, and the worse the sleep, the more likely it is to have wrinkles, fine lines, dark circles, breakouts, puffy eyes, and an unhealthy complexion. Sleeping well consistently, on the other hand, allows your skin to produce the necessary amounts of collagen, which prevents your skin from sagging. According to Patricia Wexler, Maryland, a New York dermatologist, having more collagen means your skin would look more radiant with fewer wrinkles and fine lines. Also, your complexion would be better too. Number 1, he keeps his schedule. Branson's schedule is why he can remain young. The man wakes up early, exercises, eats well, spends time with family, has fun ways of meeting and all that stuff. Without the schedule, the man's life would be chaotic, and he would end up looking the worse for it. Richard Branson is dedicated to living in a way that will help him live a quality life. This has always guided his business decisions and productivity. His way of life also has another desirable effect. He looks younger than he is. Now, you know his secrets. Which one of them would you be trying first? Will you be sleeping early or will you exercise more? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and follow this channel for more.